could you show up after what you did? I didn't know you were such a brave person, Heidi.
I didn't know you were such a terrible person either. I just came to my father's funeral. I didn't expect you to pour a bucket of water on me.
The look on your face? It was amazing. You were frozen.
Of course, anyone would freeze. I got a bucket of water splashed as soon as I got there. None of those taxis wanted me to get in after that. I had a friend in the neighborhood who helped me.
You should have caught a cold or something. That's what you get for having the nerve to attend a funeral.
That doesn't make any sense at all. What's wrong with a daughter coming to her father's funeral? I don't remember doing anything to be kicked out.
Huh? You are after your father's inheritance.
Huh? My father's inheritance?
A funeral is a place to mourn the deceased. Those people who are after money should be kicked out. You deserve it.
I was there to mourn the death of my father. I was not there for his inheritance.
You're lying. We haven't heard from you at all until now. You came to the funeral all of a sudden. You were there for his inheritance.
It's true. I never visited my parents. I didn't keep in touch with my father. But that was a comfortable distance between us.
Huh? It's crazy not to see your parents for decades. You came to your father's funeral for the inheritance.
No, I told you so many times. A lot was going on between my father and me. I'll explain everything, just listen to me first.
No way! I'm not listening to a lousy person. You're after your parents' inheritance because you don't have a college degree.
Huh?
I heard that you're a high school dropout. So, you don't make enough money, right? That's why you want more money.
I indeed dropped out of high school. But I don't like it when people assume I'm poor based on my education.
Please don't get mad at me because I'm telling the truth. Your attitude makes you more miserable.
Huh?
You need to leave now. You have no right to be here.
All right, take care of the rest.
Don't come back.
I didn't think you were this clueless. Don't you ever show your face in front of us again. I'm really sorry about earlier. I didn't expect Luna to do something like that. If you feel sorry for me, kick Luna out of the funeral now. I won't be able to see my father if she's there. I know, but I'm sorry. You have to give up this time. Huh? Luna took care of Dad by herself for a long time. I left most of the work to Luna because I had to work. She's the one who took care of him till the end. So please understand Luna's feelings. So you're saying I forced my sister-in-law to care for my father? From Luna's point of view, yes. You guys decided to live with Dad and take care of everything, didn't you? I gave some money in advance to pay for the nursing home, and you know that, right? You didn't have to move in with Dad if you had used that money. Well, I could have done that, but I spent that money. What? I got the money from Dad. Then I fell into temptation. I thought it would be alright if I spent a little bit. Huh? I quickly spent more than half of it, when I realized it was not enough for Dad's nursing home. You're kidding. What kind of idiot would you be to spend all that money? That's why I took care of Dad at home. I'm sorry I spent all that money. We took care of Dad. Don't become defiant, you stupid brother. Then it's your fault that I got water dumped on me. That's why I said I'm sorry about that. I really can't believe you anymore. I set aside $80,000 and you spent over half of it? Huh? $80,000? Oh, wait a minute. It was $30,000, right?
What?
The money you set aside for Dad's care. Why are you saying $80,000?
What are you talking about? I made sure I had $80,000. I transferred $80,000 to Dad's account.
What? Are you sure? Luna said there was only $30,000.
Did she?
Luna has been managing Dad's account for a long time, and when we decided to take care of him, Luna withdrew all the money and gave it to me. The amount at that time was $30,000.
Then you fall into temptation and spend it. Then later you had no choice but to care for him at home.
Well, something like that.
That's very suspicious. I did transfer $80,000 and you got $30,000. It's also suspicious that Luna gave you the money in cash.
What are you trying to say?
I won't say anything right now. Check the account where the money was. Otherwise, I will tell everyone that you've used Dad's money. Hurry up. Luna, can I have a word with you? I have a question I want to ask you. What's going on, loser? Huh? Didn't you tell me you never want to contact me again? How can you just send me a message? High school dropouts need more common sense. Stop saying terrible things. I wanted to graduate from high school and go to college. I know your situation. You couldn't go to school because your father lost his job, right? And the company you started after that became successful. Your father quickly became wealthy. Your brother Steve went to a private university. How can you make fun of me knowing those circumstances? No matter what happened to you in the past, you are still a high school dropout. There's no point in me feeling sorry for you. Huh? You didn't visit your parents after you left. Thanks to that, they treated me like their daughter. I did my best to take care of them. Steve and I should receive Dad's inheritance. You did nothing for your dad. You are not entitled to receive it. The word "did nothing" is offensive to me. It's true that I never visited my parents and I didn't take care of them, but I did pay $80,000 for the care. Huh? How is a poor person supposed to help out? I heard you managed my father's account. My father gave you some money for a nursing home, right? I transferred that money to my father. What? I dropped out of high school, but I worked longer. I had more money saved up than other people my age. I couldn't care for him, so I transferred the money to him. Is that right? So it's not like I didn't do anything. But it wasn't enough. That money was gone in an instant with today's nursing home expenses. Is that so? Yes, it's so expensive. So you didn't do anything, right? All the inheritance belongs to Steve and I, right? Huh? We paid for all the care expenses, so we'll get the inheritance with those expenses added on top of it. Besides, in-laws who care for the person also have the right to receive the inheritance, so there's not much left for you. I see. That's how you and Steve monopolized my father's inheritance. You didn't take care of him. You have no right to complain. All the inheritance belongs to Steve and me. I'm sure he saved a lot of money because he was the company president. My father's inheritance is nothing. What? I'm sorry, but my father's inheritance is almost nothing. He disposed of everything before he died. He sold all the real estate and donated the money somewhere. He donated everything? Oh, but I guess he kept some. When I gave him the money for his care, he said he'd keep some for his funeral. So he must have some in savings and get rid of the rest. Wait a minute. What do you mean? Did he donate his money? That can't be true. Your father was the president of a company. He owns some real estate. His assets must be several hundred million.
Did you calculate my father's assets?
I should be aware of his assets. I don't believe you. Your father has 2 children who are entitled to inherit the estate. Did he ignore his children and sell all of his real estates?
He got rid of it because he was thinking of Steve and me. He wanted everything to be fair between his children.
What does that mean?
My father was very considerate of me.
I don't understand it. Thinking of his children? And that he got rid of his assets?
You know I'm a high school dropout. My father felt the worst about it. He felt it was his fault that his daughter had to suffer so much. So when my younger brother Steve graduated from college, he gave me all the money he had spent on Steve's tuition in one lump sum.
All of them?
Steve went to a private school from high school. He went to a famous private university. That alone cost him more than $1 million.
And you received all of that in one lump sum?
I also got my car. So it's about $200,000.
That much?
He gave me all the money he spent on Steve, and he told me not to worry about him, because he put me through a lot. He told me if I had time to visit him, I should spend that time and money on myself. He would manage all his assets so we could avoid fighting over his inheritance.
Huh?
He was traumatized by the trouble he caused when Steve and I were kids, and I took my father's word and did what made me happy.
Oh no, that can't be true. Then why did I live with him and take care of him? You didn't do anything and you got more. I've worked so hard for him.
What? You guys are the ones who decided to live with him and take care of him. My father didn't ask you guys to do that. I even gave him money for his care. He could have gone to a nursing home, but you didn't choose those options.
What do you mean you didn't choose? We didn't have a choice. I didn't want him to live away from his family, and most of all, we didn't have enough money.
Of course not. I gave my father $80,000. You understand how much money that is, right?
But...
I decided to do this when I got the money from my father. I told him not to worry about the past. My father was working so hard to make the company absolutely successful. I was saving up so that he could enjoy his retirement as much as possible. So, I saved up the $80,000. Then I told him I wanted to show him my appreciation. I transferred the money to my father's account.
But it wasn't enough. $80,000 would be gone in no time for his care. I thought I could pay off the money I took out when I got the inheritance. In fact, I thought it would be more than enough. Am I the only one losing out after all my hard work?
Huh?
Don't be so arrogant with $80,000. That's not that much. You should have at least $100 million to provide for your parents' retirement.
Wait a minute, Luna. $80,000? You only gave me $30,000.
What?
Seriously, what's going on? You gave me $30,000 saying you withdrew the entire amount, right? What's $80,000?
Wait. Who are you? Steve? Why are you messaging me?
My sister told me to check the account transaction history, so I did. And I came to my sister to talk about it. What's going on, Luna?
Wait, account history? Did you look at that?
Yeah, I saw it all. He had $80,000 in it, and it was being withdrawn frequently. Then the balance became $30,000 in no time. What does this mean?
Oh no,
You said it was a hassle to withdraw money for nursing care every time. You gave me $30,000 in cash to avoid withdrawing each time. You said I should have it all because I was Dad's son. Was there $80,000? I can understand why you'd be excited with that much money. I use that money, so I can't speak for others.
What? Did you spend that money too?
But I only spent about $10,000. But you spent $50,000. And you withdrew it from your father-in-law's account without permission. That's a bit much.
No. Wait. Listen to me. I was a little tired, so I went for retail therapy. I didn't intend to spend this much.
You've got to be kidding me. Do you think you can get away with that excuse?
What the hell? I mean, it doesn't matter how much I spent. You did the same thing.
Huh? $10,000 and $50,000 are totally different.
It's the same. It's not my fault.
That's enough. I'm going back there now. We're going to have a discussion. Of course, I'll consider divorce.
What? Divorce?
This is all your fault. I'll make you take responsibility.
This shouldn't be true. It's not just my fault, but Steve wants a divorce. He said he's divorcing me if I didn't return the $50,000.
Are you going to be able to do that?
Of course not.
Oh dear.
He shouldn't have donated all his money. I spent it all thinking I'd be okay with the inheritance. But there's no estate, no nothing.
You and Steve are so pathetic. It doesn't matter how much you guys spent. You both used my parents' money for retirement. You two need to apologize to each other.
I'd like that too. But Steve says it's all my fault. He was planning to build a new house with his inheritance. He needs to pay for the architect soon.
What? A new house?
I didn't know about it. Steve blames it all on me. Heidi, please lend me some money. You have more savings than anyone your age, right? Do you still have some money left?
Yes, I do. I still have some left, but I won't give you a penny.
Oh no!
According to you, I was a high school dropout loser. I don't know what will happen anytime soon, and I can't give you that precious money, can I?
Oh no, it's just that...
So you two do your best, okay? I'm sure you'll be able to handle it since you guys think alike. After that, I found out Luna spent all the $50,000 on a casino, and Steve spent all on online games. They both have gambling addictions. They were relying on my father's inheritance. Steve had to cancel the plans to build a new house, but they had to pay for the architect who had already started making the blueprint. So they lost all the money they had. They did not get divorced. They are still living as a couple with no savings and many arguments.
Hey there, Maybug. How's my favorite person doing on this lovely day?
She's doing fantastic now that she's read your thoughtful message. Are you done with your classes? Just double checking. We're still on for meeting up today at 4, right?
Oh, was that supposed to be today? Ugh, I'm so sorry. I've been super busy all week and it just slipped my mind. I have this huge presentation coming up. It's worth like 20% of my final grade. I hope you can understand.
Yes, of course. Take your time. I'll call and see if I can return our tickets.
Hey, don't be too bummed out. I am free next Tuesday, and I may or may not have a big surprise planned for you.
Do you really? What is it? No, wait, don't tell me. I don't want to spoil the surprise.
Trust me, you're gonna love it. Oh, and to celebrate this special occasion, I've made a reservation at a fancy restaurant.
I can't wait. What's the name of the restaurant?
Patience, Maya. You'll find out about the details the day before.
Right, sorry. I just thought I'd look up the menu online and budget accordingly.
Don't worry about that. Dinner's on me.
Oh, Levi, you really don't have to do that.
I know. But it's an extra special occasion. I'll take care of everything. Just make sure to wear something fancy.
Something fancy? Got it. I can do that.
Awesome. Gotta run back to my lecture now. See you on Monday.
Sure, see you on Monday. Don't study too hard.
I won't.
Hey, Simone, are you free this Saturday? Yeah, why? Levi and I are going out for a fancy dinner next week, but I have nothing to wear. I was hoping we could go dress shopping. You're still seeing that guy? I can't believe you didn't break up with him after that incident with the waitress. That was just a misunderstanding. How is asking another woman out during your date a misunderstanding? You were right there. You saw what he did. I did, and that's why I stormed out of the restaurant, but he explained everything the next day. Apparently, he recognized her as one of his old classmates. He asked for her phone number just so they could catch up. Don't tell me you actually bought that story. Why should I doubt him? Levi's not the kind of person to lie about those things. You've seen how much of a social butterfly he is. I'm not surprised that he has friends from school who'd want to reconnect with him. Is that so? What happened next? Did they end up reconnecting? Did he introduce you to her as his partner? Partner? You know I don't like that word. It makes me feel so old. Can't you just use girlfriend instead? I'm only 25. And no, he chose not to meet up with her out of respect for me. Or so he says. Simone, please, stop this. I know you're skeptical about our relationship because of our age gap, but we really do love each other. That's not why I have doubts about it. It's the way he treats, or rather, mistreats you. What are you talking about? He's been nothing but loving and kind towards me. Right, but there's always a catch, isn't there? What do you mean? Are you going to make me spell it out? Yes, I would really appreciate you doing that. Fine, if it helps you reevaluate your relationship, I'll do it. Don't you think he's been using you for money? Before you get mad at me, please hear me out. You're always the one to pay for your dates. That is, if he decides to show up. He disappears for weeks and reappears when he runs out of money. He keeps casually dropping hints about the latest expensive game console or designer sneakers he's dying to buy, but unfortunately can't afford, hoping you'll get them for him. Is that why you dislike him so much? I can see how those things may seem concerning from an outside perspective, but you must understand that he's still in college. He really doesn't have money to spare, and I don't mind paying for him. As for his absence, well, he has to attend his classes, study, work on his assignments, etc. It's natural that we don't get to spend as much time together as other couples do. I'd love to visit him more often, but guests aren't allowed in his dorm. I can't ask him to break the rules for me. You're just making up excuses to justify his negligent behavior. Do you really think he's as committed to the relationship as you are? He won't even introduce you to his friends. You've been going out for a year now. How much more time does he need? You're so old-fashioned, Simone. Who needs to meet the friends of their boyfriends anymore? What could I possibly have in common with them? They have their interests and hobbies, and I have mine. We don't have to force ourselves to spend time together. To be honest, even if they did offer to meet up, I'd probably turn them down. Anyway, the point is, being at different stages in our lives doesn't necessarily mean we can't make our relationship work. I'm sure once he graduates and finds a job, these small inconveniences will disappear. Fine, if you don't see that as a problem, I won't try to persuade you otherwise. Do as you wish. I will. So you'll help me pick out a fancy dress? Sure, but what's the occasion? Are you celebrating something? I think so. Levi's the one who planned everything. He said he had a big surprise for me. I wonder what it is. Oh my god, a fancy dinner, a big surprise? Could this be... No way! We've agreed not to propose without having a prior discussion about it. So, you're open to him proposing? Sure, why not? Well, maybe not right now, but perhaps in a few years' time. It's not like we're in a rush. We both still have so much of our lives ahead of us. I'm so relieved to hear that. I was starting to worry you might run off and elope. Oh no, I wouldn't do that. I've been dreaming of a big wedding for years. I've also told Levi about this. I'm sure his surprise is something entirely different. If you say so, let's wait and see what he's cooked up. You'll tell me what it is, right? I don't know. We'll see. I always knew you were the evil twin, Maya. How can you do that to me? I'm already dying of curiosity. You'll get over it. Simone, you won't believe this. What is it? Have you already returned from the restaurant? Wait, why are you texting me? Shouldn't you be busy spending time with your boyfriend? I should be, but he had to leave early. He has a term paper due tomorrow. But that's not important right now. You'll never guess what his surprise was. Do you want me to try? Sure, go ahead. Did he maybe commission an artist to paint a picture of the two of you? That's not it. Think bigger. Did he give you a piece of jewelry? Bigger. Bigger? Did he give you a car? No, he bought us a house. Come again? He bought us a house! Well, I guess technically it's a small cottage out of town. Isn't that incredible? It's a little too incredible. How was he able to afford it? I thought he was strapped for cash. He said his parents helped him out. Maybe they wanted their son to visit more often. Plus, apparently he got a great deal on it because the previous owner was a childhood friend of his dad. Didn't you say his parents lived pretty far away? Where exactly is that cottage located? It's in his hometown. Isn't that so sweet of him? Before you freak out, he doesn't expect me to uproot my life and move there. He said we could use it as a vacation home. Don't people usually buy vacation homes after purchasing residential ones? Sure, usually, but all rules have exceptions. He couldn't just miss out on a great deal like that. If you say so. When are you planning to visit this college? I need to see the pictures. We're both busy right now and it's so far away, we probably won't be able to visit until the renovation's completed. Hopefully it won't take too long. The renovation? Yeah, the cottage is a bit of a fixer-upper, but I've seen the photos and trust me, it has great potential. Levi's already taken care of the boring stuff. He's done so much already. He asked his parents to help him find the best contractor in town. He said he held off telling me until the contractor was ready to start working so as not to make me wait too long. How thoughtful is that? I don't know about this, Maya. Don't you think this whole thing smells a bit fishy? No, why? I don't know. I just have a bad feeling about this. Just try to be careful, okay? Why do I need to be careful? Wait, are you implying that Levi bought the house in order to lure me to some faraway place and rob me or something? That's not what I meant, but now that you mention it, maybe that is what he's planning on doing. I mean, what do you even know about the guy? Have you learned anything about him that wasn't mentioned in his dating profile? Of course I've learned more about him. I know what kind of movies he likes, what kind of music he listens to. I know his favorite ice cream flavor. Do you know his address? Have you actually seen him attend any lectures? Have you checked if he has a criminal record? What if he's one of those romance scammers? Stop it! You're starting to creep me out! I've already verified that he is who he claims to be. We've been dating for a year. If you were trying to scam me, I would have figured it out by now. It's not that simple. Good manipulators can exploit people for years without them suspecting a thing. Are you saying I'm easy to manipulate? Please, respect my wishes and stop trying to break us apart. I'm not trying to break you apart. I'm just worried about you. I get that, but I'm an adult. I can look after myself. I know. Then act like you know. Stop scolding me. I wasn't. Oh, okay. Sorry. You're right. I was out of line. Please, have some faith in me. If I notice anything alarming, I'll leave right away. I hope so, Maya. I hope so.
Hey, Maya. What are you up to?
Nothing much, just working. What about you?
I just got off the phone with our contractor.
Our contractor?
Yes, Gary, the guy who's working on our new house. He called me this morning with terrible news.
Oh no, what is it? Is everything all right?
Everything's fine. It's just that the renovations have turned out to be more expensive than he had anticipated. He said he'd need at least another $20,000 to keep the project moving forward.
Really? But what could he possibly need an extra $20,000 for?
To be honest, I'm not quite sure. I think he said something about a price increase due to inflation.
You signed the contract 2 months ago. It's been a week since he started working. I haven't really been following economic news lately, but I think even I would have noticed if we were facing hyperinflation.
How can you not follow the news? It's pretty important stuff.
I know that. I just haven't had the time to...
That's hardly an excuse.
Wait, why are you changing the subject? This is not about me. It's about that contractor.
Who, Gary?
Yes, Gary. Don't you think he's acting suspicious?
What are you saying, Maya?
I'm saying that he's putting the con in construction. He's clearly trying to defraud you.
No, he wouldn't do that. He's a close family friend.
So what? It's not possible for close family friends to commit fraud? You can't afford to lose 20 grand over this. Do you even have enough cash on hand? Please don't tell me you're thinking of taking out another loan.
You know I can't do that. Why would you even bring that up? Are you trying to make me feel bad about my inability to pay?
Of course not. I'm just trying to be realistic here. Maybe we should start looking for a new contractor.
That's not an option. My parents made it very clear that accepting their help meant we'd employ Gary. If we fire him, they're going to ask for their money back. On top of that, we'd have to deal with the additional costs of breaching the contract.
So what, you're just going to give him the money?
I would if I could. Listen, Maybug, I have an idea. How about we both put in some money? Unfortunately, a 50-50 split won't work given our differing financial situations. How about a 25-75 split instead?
Sorry, but I can't do that.
What? Why? I get that it's a lot of money, but we're building our future here. What could possibly be a better use of that money?
What money, Levi? I don't have that kind of money.
If you don't care about our future, just say so. You don't have to make up lies.
I'm telling the truth. I have like $10 in my bank account. I can't make $15,000 materialize out of thin air.
Only $10? Seriously? What have you done with your salary?
I've withdrawn it, shredded it, and sprinkled it on my Greek salad. What do you think I've done with it? I have living expenses too, you know.
Well, you have your savings. We could use those.
I don't think you understand what I'm trying to say. I don't appreciate having financial responsibilities forced upon me. I won't be paying a cent.
Oh, I see how it is. You were ecstatic when you received the cottage as a gift, but now that it requires a little help, it's suddenly a burden to you.
Did I receive it as a gift? You bought it under your name. It belongs to you and only you. Sure, I was excited to have a nice little getaway out of town, but I never would have purchased it myself.
I had no idea you were this ungrateful. Perhaps I made a mistake in giving it to you. Maybe I should have given it to someone who'd have appreciated it more.
Maybe you should have.
Maybe I will.
Go right ahead. I don't care.
Of course you don't. You don't care about anything. Not the cottage, not our relationship, and certainly not me.
That's enough, Levi. I am just so tired. Can you please drop the act? I know the truth. I know everything.
Everything about what?
I looked up the images of the cottage online. I found the real listing on a Dutch real estate website. I thought I'd wait and see what you had to gain from pretending to buy it. It's so obvious to me now. You wanted to take the money and disappear, didn't you?
No, I swear that's not the case. I was planning to accuse Gary of stealing the money and then pretend to search him for a while.
You're saying that like that makes it any better.
Doesn't it? I chose not to leave. I didn't want to give up on our relationship, Maya.
Well, I do, Levi. I want to give up on it right this instant.
I really don't see what your problem is. I was still going to spend that money on you. You could think of it as a loan that would eventually be repaid.
You really don't feel any regret for what you did, do you? You had so many opportunities to come clean.
That's easy for you to say. Being honest can be really difficult, you know?
No, Levi, I don't know that. There's no point in us continuing this conversation. I'm done talking to you. We're over. The decision is final and cannot be debated. If you have something to say before I block your number, say it now.
2 months ago, I was at a bar drinking with my buddies and ended up spending the night with some girl I met there. I just thought you should know.
Okay. That day, I cut off all contact with Levi. It's strange, but I was surprised at how little the breakup hurt. Maybe it was because we'd only been together for a year. Maybe it was because I'd been bracing myself for that moment for a while. Or perhaps it was all the breakup songs I'd been listening to. But as I blocked him, the only thing I could feel was a sense of relief. I'm glad that I found out what he was really like before it was too late. Now that I've had time to look back at our time together through a more introspective lens, I can see that it wasn't his age that destroyed our relationship. It was his immaturity. After the breakup, I vowed to keep the lessons I'd learned from our brief union in mind when choosing my next partner. And if my wonderful husband is any indication, I think I've actually followed through on that. I guess it's true what they say. Sometimes hard times can be blessings in disguise.